Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. May 9th. Walking through fear. If we still cling to something we will not let go, we ask God to help us be willing. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 76. When I had taken my fifth step, I became aware that all my defects of character stemmed from my need to feel secure and loved. To use my will alone to work on them would have been trying obsessively to solve the problem. In the sixth step, I intensified the action I had taken in the first three steps, meditating on the step by saying it over and over, going to meetings, following my sponsor's suggestions, reading and searching within myself. During the first 3 years of sobriety, I had a fear of entering an elevator alone. One day I decided I must walk through this fear. I asked for God's help, entered the elevator, and there in the corner was a lady crying. She said that since her husband had died, she was deathly afraid of elevators. I forgot my fear and comforted her. This spiritual experience helped me to see how willingness was the key to working the rest of the 12 steps to recovery. God helps those who help themselves. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, May 9th. One evening, I was taken by surprise when another member complimented me. I was very uncomfortable with this gesture of kindness, feeling inside that I didn't deserve it. When I tried to talk her out of her kind words, she refused to take them back. She insisted that I deserved her compliment and others as well. I began to realize how far down my feelings of self-worth had sunk while living with an alcoholic. I couldn't even consider that there might be something nice about me. My sponsor suggested that I make a list of things I liked about myself. It was awkward and embarrassing, and my list was very short, but it was a start. When I shared it with my sponsor, she agreed with every nice thing I said about myself, refusing to let me negate them when I tried instead of to focus on my shortcomings. As a result, I am learning to like myself and to see that I have many qualities that are worthy of compliments. Today's reminder. One way to learn to love myself is to accept the love of others, even if I don't feel deserving. I can be grateful for another's kindness. And if I appreciate something about someone else, I can tell them so. A small gesture can go a long way toward healing a hurting soul. There is a quote from As We Understood, and it reads, I've heard people in Al Anon say they got back their self-worth. I never had any in my life, so it was a whole new feeling to like the person called me. Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, May 9th. Write about it. We sit down with a notebook, ask for guidance, pick up our pen, and start writing. Basic text, page 30. When we're confused or in pain, our sponsor sometimes tells us to write about it. Though we may groan as we drag out the notebook, we know that it will help. By laying it all out on paper, we give ourselves the chance to sort through what's bothering us. We know we can get to the bottom of our confusion and find out what's really causing our pain when we put the pen to the paper. Writing can be rewarding, especially when working through the steps. Many members maintain a daily journal, simply thinking about the steps, pondering their meaning, and analyzing their effect is not sufficient for most of us. There's something about the physical action of writing that helps to fix the principles of recovery in our minds and hearts. The rewards we find through the simple action of writing are many. Clarity of thought, keys to locked places inside of us, and the voice of conscience are but a few. Writing helps us be more honest with ourselves. We sit down, quiet our thoughts, and listen to our hearts. What we hear in the stillness are the truths that we put down on paper. Just for today, one of the ways I can search for truth in recovery is to write. I will write about my recovery today. Today, Emotions Anonymous, May 9th. Reflection for today. Since being in the program, I have often heard about acceptance. In the past, I have assumed acceptance meant resigning myself to the fact there were many things I could not change or control, situations, people, and often even myself. Lately, the word acceptance has taken on new meaning. I have come to understand that acceptance also means taking the gifts my higher power offers. These gifts, serenity, courage, wisdom, and love, are freely given. My higher power puts these gifts before me every minute of my life. I need only accept them. Sometimes I am blind to them or refuse to believe they are really mine. I see strings attached when, in reality, I'm being offered the gift of freedom. However, the gifts never stop being offered, even when I reject them. No matter what I do or do not do, these gifts are never withdrawn. Acceptance means we can take these gifts, which have always been and will always be meant for us. Meditation for today. May I accept all the gifts you so freely offer. Today I will remember acceptance is the gift of love I can give myself today and every day. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. May 9th. Relapse. In ACA, we have stories of relapse and the importance of getting back to the program if relapse occurs. BRB, Big Red Book, page 390. We may have thought that relapse was only for others with very serious life-threatening addictions, not those of us in ACA. We had been abused. We were the ones in the right. If we let our character defects get out of hand once in a while, we were entitled, weren't we? That wasn't relapse. That wasn't even life-threatening. By taking an honest look at ourselves in the fourth step, we see that emotional relapse can be just as life-threatening as anything else. We realize how we may have relapsed when we've gone back to our family of origin too often, hoping things would be different. But instead, we watched them tear each other to shreds and found ourselves participating, even a little bit. Maybe we've ignored our screaming inner child as we practice other self-harming behavior, ignoring our higher power in favor of our old compulsive self-reliance. Seeing how susceptible we can be to relapse, just as those who deal with substance abuse, we become more vigilant, but not in the way of our childhood hypervigilance. This vigilance is an awareness of how awake we are. We are mindful about maintaining conscious contact with our inner child and our higher power through our daily inventory. We create the time and space we need to move forward on our journey, no longer abandoning ourselves. The affirmation reads, On this day, I will maintain daily contact with my inner child and my higher power to help me stay focused so that I avoid emotional relapse. DHB Recovery Network, Affirmations, Reflections, Devotions, and Meditations. Read by Day, and that is me. DAA are my initials. Please subscribe, like, and share, even to those you think may not be interested. They may share to someone else. Pass it along. These are gifts. But most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.